Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be going over a 2012 alternate history prediction between Hillary Clinton and Mitt Romney, and Paul Ryan and Evan Baez, the vice presidential picks for the respective candidates. So this is a scenario based off of a video by Purple Political Talk. So you should really go check the channel out. It's a very good channel, and I'll link this video in the description because this is kind of like a part one. And I'll just be adding on with my personal predictions for what would happen if this was the outcome in 2008, with Hillary Clinton beating John McCain with 401 electoral votes to John McCain with 137. So I'm just going to start off by filling states that I think would go to the respective candidates by over 15%. So Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, all of Nebraska except for one congressional district, Kansas, Oklahoma, Alabama, and I think that's it. Also South Dakota. I think that North Dakota, I'm not going to fill that out yet, but I will talk about that later. Hillary Clinton would get Washington, Oregon, California, New Mexico, Hawaii, all of these northeastern states, all of Maine. It wasn't really a swing state back in 2012. Illinois. I think that Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan would all be safe for Hillary Clinton. And usually, when there's an economic recovery, regardless of if it's that good or that bad, you really do see these more of working class states going heavily towards incumbents, and that's what happened in 2012. And I don't think that Mitt Romney would be able to narrow margins in these states. I don't think that Paul Ryan would really help in Wisconsin, but he'd make it closer than Minnesota and Michigan. I think that Pennsylvania would be a likely state just because it went by 5 point something, 5.5, 5.9% to Obama in 2012 against Mitt Romney, so I don't think it would be that close, but it would still be a likely margin just because, look, if Mitt Romney takes every single state here, I'm fine. I'll just go through all of this. Look what happens. He could take every single state here, and he'd only win by 290. And Hillary Clinton's probably going to win there in Iowa, has an advantage in Colorado and Nevada, and an advantage in Indiana and Arkansas. So where does he make that up? In Pennsylvania. So I think that Pennsylvania would be very crucial in the Romney campaign. I think that they would really need the state, and it would be a backup if they lose some swing states. So I do think that Pennsylvania would be, the Romney campaign would pour in a lot of resources into the state, but it wouldn't be enough. Sorry, Iowa, that's going to go by a likely margin to Hillary Clinton. I think that she and basically many Democrats would do well in the state just because it was actually a safe, well, not safe, but kind of likely Democratic state in 2008 and 2012. It wasn't really in play in 2008 or 2012. Mitt Romney didn't really focus on it, and I think that Hillary Clinton would be a bit less hated than Obama. I think, especially because this is an alternate timeline where she never really does have all of those scandals that plagued her until the 2016 election. I think she would have been way more popular. So you could see Iowa going by a likely margin. You'd see many conservative Republicans who like her more conservative policies voting for her. So now I'm going to go to Nevada. Nevada was really not a swing state in 2012. The Romney campaign basically gave up on the state because of Latino voters, and I think the same thing would happen here. Same with Colorado. it has a heavy Latino population, and I just don't think that Mitt Romney would be able to win here. He wouldn't really have a chance. Mitt Romney would win North Dakota by a likely margin. In this video, the Republicans lose this state actually because of heavy Native American turnouts, but I do still think that Mitt Romney would have the edge here. He'd take the state by like 13 points. And Texas would kind of narrow, maybe get to 14, 15, like 12%, something like that, around that area. I think that Hillary Clinton will get some conservative and Latino voters in the state, and it'll be enough to narrow the margins to make it a likely state. Mississippi was already a likely state in 2012, and I don't think that Hillary Clinton would do that worse compared to Obama. I think she would also do well with African American voters, but not as good, and she'd make up for that with more conservative voters. And now I'm going to go to Arkansas. I'm debating whether that would be safe for Hillary Clinton or likely, but to be honest, she was probably going to win here. She's probably going to win here. It might have been closer, but I think that just because she wouldn't be plagued with scandals, that she would do better there. And she has the home state factor. They would really think of her favorably, and the partisan politics of the time wouldn't really make a difference. I think Missouri would be a bit closer, but I think that if Arkansas is going to Hillary Clinton, Missouri also would. You'd have high African American turnout, and I think that would be enough to help her win in the state. And I think Virginia, that Mitt Romney would make a play for the state. It was very close in 2012, but Obama eventually won because of African American turnout. And Hillary Clinton, being more conservative, would get many voters here. I think that it would be a likely state. I think that New Hampshire would also be likely. I think it was actually likely in 2012 when Obama won the state. It wasn't really a swing state. And I just think that it would hold. She was a senator from New York, so I also think that she'd have some Northeastern appeal, and I just don't see the voters in New Hampshire flipping from where they were in 2008. Florida is always a close state regardless of landslides. I think it only went to Obama by 3 points in 2008, which means that it voted right of the country by a lot, but it also would vote left of the country in a GOP landslide. It's just one of those swing states that is never going to go to one side by a lot. But I do think that Hillary Clinton would have the advantage here, and I think she'd win. I think Mitt Romney would narrowly hold on to Arizona. I think it wouldn't flip just yet, but it would get very close with high Latino turnout. And one of the reasons that John McCain actually won the state in 2008 is just because he was from the state. I think that if he wasn't from the state and he was from like Wyoming, I think there would be a very good chance that the state would flip. I think that Montana would narrowly go to Mitt Romney. I don't see a Democrat winning there 2 times in a row. It's just such a reliably Republican state that I can't see it going to Hillary Clinton twice. And in Indiana, that would narrowly go to Hillary Clinton. I think that the home state factor would help her. It wouldn't help Paul Ryan, but I do think it would help Evan Bayh. But Hillary Clinton wouldn't even need him to win the state. I think that she'd just do better with the white working class. I think she'd win the white working class. Same thing with Ohio. It would be close. It was very close in 2012. The Romney campaign was betting on the state. They thought they'd win using the state. It was part of their strategy. But I just think that the white working class would stay with the Democrats for another term. It happened in 2012 with Barack Obama, and I think it would also happen with an even more conservative candidate for the Democrats. I think that Louisiana, just being very, very Republican, would go to Mitt Romney. I know it went to not to John McCain, to Hillary Clinton in 2008 in this scenario, but I just don't think it would. I think that you'd have Tennessee going by a likely margin. I think that many of the voters, I think that Republicans would be more enthusiastic about Mitt Romney, but not very enthusiastic. I think he'd do better than John McCain. Republicans would be way more enthusiastic about their candidate, and I think that even in a place like Kentucky, you'd have the voters come out for Mitt Romney, and some would still go to Hillary Clinton. Many coal workers, because she wasn't really anti-coal. She was actually very conservative. She would probably be considered a Republican, and by today's standards. So I think West Virginia, that one is very close. I'm not gonna touch that yet. But you're gonna have South Carolina going to Mitt Romney. It went to John McCain, and I don't think that the demographics would help Hillary Clinton because they didn't help her in 2008 in this scenario. And Georgia, that would stay with Mitt Romney. It would be very close. It might be even closer than the 2008 margin because of the shifting demographics of the state, especially in 2012. But I think it would still go to Mitt Romney. North Carolina, that's a really tough one, but I do think that Hillary Clinton would narrowly edge it out. She'd get many Republican voters and many African American voters, and I don't think Mitt Romney would be able to compete with her there. And the final one, West Virginia, I think that would probably go to Hillary Clinton. I know that might seem like a weird call, but I do think that she would be able to get much of the white working class, and she'd really do well in many of those rural areas, and even run up margins in places like Charleston in West Virginia. I think it will be a very close state, but you'd have it going to the Democrats. It was a swing state in 2008, and I think that it would stay with the Democrats in 2012 against Mitt Romney. Same thing about Nebraska Congressional District. It would be close, and I think that Hillary Clinton would have an advantage with suburban voters. I think she would have an advantage with all voters, to be honest, but especially with more higher income suburban voters, very close to the urban areas in the congressional district, close to Omaha, in that area. So you could see Hillary Clinton taking this district. So this is the final electoral map. Hillary Clinton with 380 electoral votes, and Mitt Romney with 158 electoral votes, which is an improvement for the Republicans. They were able to flip back Louisiana, Montana, North Dakota, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me see. No, there was another state. They were also able to, I'm pretty sure they were also, I think it's just because of the electoral vote change, because this is from 2008, so I think that's the states that they were able to flip. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.